This Bitcoin breakout is only just getting started. So on today's update video, I'm exactly going to be discussing my price targets on this exact breakout we're currently seeing here on Bitcoin. I will be doing a deep dive about what currently is happening, the most important resistance, Tether that has just minted another billion US dollar worth of Tether, and I will be exactly talking about what kind of effect this has on the market right now. So without any further ado, guys, I will be discussing the most important charts, patterns, and many more important stuff on today's update video. So without any further ado, don't forget to once again slam that like button back above 1,000 likes. It will be highly appreciated. And with that being said, let me jump straight away in towards the content. So first of all, Bitcoin is starting to see the breakout. And just like I said on yesterday's video, while we are going to see the breakout, I'm going to be also looking at those very two important levels, which is of course the top side around approximately 61 to 63,000 US dollars, and that lower side of support around 56 to 57,000 US dollars. And currently we're starting to see the breakout. That is the first thing, which is very good here. And I mean, the original price target of this exact breakout should bring Bitcoin somewhere around 65,000 US dollars. But I straight away want to be pointing out is that in fact, if we can't break above this very important red box of resistance, which is basically the zone where we got big supported from and also saw three major rejections for Bitcoin, if we can't break above this level right here, we're going to be just seeing another push towards the downside. So this is going to be an important level to be paying attention towards, and whenever we do break above this level right here, that is the point where we are going to be seeing that next big push towards the upside. And if we're just going to be looking at the 12-hour time frame here on Bitcoin, we can currently clearly see the Bitcoin price compression is really starting to be breaking out right now here. So of course talked about this very important level, the 62k, where we need to really break above of, but already we're starting to see the breakout really happening on Bitcoin, which is already a very strong thing here. I mean, we bounced from off that 57,000 US dollar, and basically what we're starting to see right now here is that first we were creating of course lower highs together with higher lows, and now we're starting to create higher lows together with higher highs because we officially took out the previous high in the market. Because what we were looking at, if I just remove all the drawings, is basically this high right here, which got us rejected every single time. We just broke above it with a continuation of a higher low structure. So Bitcoin is ultimately starting to be seeing a little bit of a more positive price action right now in the imminent short term. And if we can continue this trend, we can really start to see that bigger move playing out here. And of course, on the bigger perspective, we could right now create a very big higher low structure. And if this is really going to be a higher low on Bitcoin, and if we can really take out the previous high on the market right now, I believe we're really going to be running up to 80 to 90,000 US dollars potentially even. So why am I saying so is because first of all, if I'm going to be looking about where the market is currently standing, we're sitting in extreme fear. And second of all, we're seeing that the market is heavily getting shorted. And I discussed this also in yesterday's video, so I'm not going to be doing such a deep dive. But while the market is heavily getting shorted, we learned from the past that always once the market is so heavily shorted, the funding rates are so negative, it basically is a super good opportunity to actually accumulate Bitcoin, because always once it is getting heavily shorted, it basically means that the market is overly fearful, and usually the market is wrong what they're thinking. And yes, if there are a lot of short positions in the market, it could also be fuel for Bitcoin to be pushing higher, since if those shorts get liquidated, it is going to be pushing the Bitcoin price up much higher. So we're still looking at a massive amount of liquidity laying around 70 to 72,000 US dollars, which I think ultimately we're going to be grabbing out of the market. And yes, just moments ago, Tether minted another billion US dollars, which is of course quite insane. And if you're just looking at the chart of Tether, there's more and more liquidity coming in towards it. And they're not minting this out of thin air. No, they're minting this because there is clear demand from other parties that want to convert their dollars in towards Tether. So this is not necessarily they're creating money out of thin air. No, this is literally demand that is rising in the cryptocurrency industry, which is ultimately going to be pushing Bitcoin higher. And since we're seeing more and more supply entering the market and more liquidity entering, we are most likely going to be seeing Bitcoin increase in value as well here, because always once liquidity is rising in the market, the prices also rise. So that is why I'm so important. So that is why I think this is very important to be looking at, and that is why I also think it is going to be extremely likely that ultimately Bitcoin is going to be pushing up higher. And just like I said many times before, guys, I am still looking to open up a massive new trade here on Bitcoin, but of course I'm a low risk trader, so I only take very good opportunities. Because if you've been following the channel, the last 5 trades I took on this channel were at least all like 200% in profit, and there was no loss at all. So if I'm going to be opening up a trade, I'm going to be doing it on a move that I'm very certain of, of catching. So make sure to subscribe to the channel if you want to be in that next move here, because for sure I'm going to be opening up a new trade anytime soon here. But if you right now want to be claiming a free $500 trade on Bybit, guys, if you go to the highest link description of today's video and you press on that link, you will come to this page where you can currently claim a free $500 airdrop position on Bybit, which is by far extremely valuable, because to open up a free $500 trade is just a very nice thing to be having. So make sure to check it out in the link description of today's video. And yes, if I'm going to be seriously looking at Bitcoin right now here, what currently is happening, I think that yes, we're currently still not breaking above the most important level of resistance, which clearly is by far that 62 to 63k level. If we can break above this level already, it would be a very strong sign for the market that we're most likely going to be pushing up even higher from off this point here. And ultimately, like I said many times before, I think we're just creating a massive consolidation pattern. And yes, Bitcoin may have been very boring, because for the last approximately 180 days we've been going sideways, but I honestly think this sideways consolidation is still going to be lasting for another 20 days here till the summer is over. And whenever the summer is over, maybe then we're going to start to see some more interesting price action. And especially in an approximately 77 days, we're going to be having the US elections. This is by far going to create a lot of volatility for the market. And if we are going to get a crypto favorite president, it would actually be extremely good for the market. And I believe that there's going to be a big uptick in momentum if that is going to be happening. And if we're looking at the halving cycle, guys, there's nothing to worry about. We're still right on track here. Everything is still playing out exactly like predicted. Because if you're, for example, going to be comparing this cycle with the previous cycle of 2020, you can see that the 2020 chart really started to be going parabolic in approximately 50 days from now on. So we still got all the time in the world. Bitcoin is still consolidating in a very beautiful pattern right here. And maybe it's going to be taking another 100 days, but I do really believe that ultimately Bitcoin is going to be moving very heavily towards the upside. My targets are not so crazy as you may think here. I'm going to be really starting to take profit from off 90 to 100k. Why so early, you may ask, is because I've got a different exit strategy, which I maybe should be explaining in one video. If you really want me to do so, let me know in the comment section down below. Then I'm going to be making a video about my exit strategy, how I am planning to be making the maximum amount of money, and what I'm going to be doing with my money if I'm actually exited the market. Because yeah, you always want to keep making money, and for now on it has been crypto, but how am I going to do so if I'm in cash? So if you want to be seeing that, let me know in the comment section down below. But anyways, guys, this was it for me in today's update video. Outside of the breakout, there's not a lot of stuff happening. So if you did enjoy this video, don't forget to slap that like and subscribe to the channel. And I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace out. Goodbye.